Yo, what's going on, guys? So, this video is specifically for those who may find anyone that has the experience of gangstalking, mentally inept or mentally incapable to understand that what they're seeing is delusion. So this video is specifically for you, if you care. And if you don't care, then it's not for you. But I would hope that the place that you come from, in the core of where you come from, would be from a place of care, and like a place that you can actually show me that is not you wanting to be right or feeling that because you don't experience something that makes you right, when me and you both know as sane individuals that's not how the world works. Quite literally. Does it? Is it? No, it's not. The ways and the places I come from, when I explain things and when I explain and go about this video here, is purely from my experience of being a normal person. So let's, for the sake of the conversation, just perceive me as you, okay? Normal. And I hope that I can prove that through being authentic and myself throughout the video. Okay, but let's start off that way. Instead of anything else, let's start off that way. I'm just like you. And that's going to be my central thought for this entire video. Imagine you being me for a moment, okay? Because this is the part that always fucks everything up, is the separation you put between us. And thinking that, oh wow, well, they're just a crazy person, therefore that's why this is happening. Because you can't handle the reality, in which I couldn't possibly blame you for not handling. Because it is that crazy, right? It is that perplexing, isn't it? I would agree with you. If I were to blame you, I would say that is evidence of something inside of myself that can't quite understand how the world works or how people are. You see? So if I blamed you, got upset at you for you not believing me, that would be a lack inside of myself, obviously. Because I too, if somebody came to me, or I had randomly come across a video of somebody showing me what most people see as, or what they try to show you, right? People just walking down the street, like, look. It's like, okay, well, that's not very convincing. And so I understand that too. So if I was, before I understood this was possible, and before I began experiencing it, if I had been shown that, I would have said probably the same thing. Not necessarily that they're insane, but I would have been like, dude, I don't know, man. I would have doubted it with everything in my body. Why? Because I didn't know. Because it's against everything we know in our reality. So it does raise some questions, obviously. The one thing that is different in this that I perceive, if I hadn't known yet, is that I would have had an open mind and not judged them as blank based off of what I know, which I know that I don't know what I don't know. You see? And if I know that, that means there leaves an entire chunk of things, obviously, that I don't know. Do you see? Let's just ponder that for a minute. I know it sounds kind of like, almost like people think I'm trying to manipulate them by saying that phrase, but this is a real concept that you can understand, understand how to perceive things in which you don't know. Okay? So bear with me here. But you don't know what you do not know. Therefore, what is the result? It's not going to be understood by you. So, that's out of the way. You can ponder that and move on from there. So I can't, again, I'm not going to blame you or be upset at you. You know what? In fact, I literally want to get along so well with all of you that doubt this, because I want to show you, like, I literally, I know, right? Isn't it fucking nuts? Like, imagine being someone normal, someone completely normal, and all that they know. Maybe a little bit different in that maybe at school, instead of paying attention all the time, I would look outside and want to be in the playground, as I thought any kid would naturally do. But I don't know. That's just what I did, and got in trouble for it, blah, 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 right? So I'm a little different, I would say, like a little bit, you know, whatever that means. But I'm just like you. I don't want to just like live in a fantasy world. I don't want to be living in a world that is not true. Like, I don't want to be deceived by my own foggy head, or my own seeking for victimization or attention. I don't want any of that. I literally just want to go about my life normal, like you. Scrutinize things that, you know, are worth scrutinizing, like this, in which I did for a long, long time. For a full year of my life, when this was happening, the first full year, I didn't tell a single person. Why would I not tell a single person? Because I know exactly how fucking insane it does seem. What would be more insane would to be thinking that it's not insane, or that it's normal. It's not. See, the notion that it is not normal is sane, right? That is sane, because at least from our perception of the world presently, in our culture, in our world, in our whatever, our growth, I understand that. So, do you get that? Like, try to get that. Try to grasp that. I know that. I hear you. I'm right there with you. And this is why I come from this place today. It's just to ask you to, like, see it from my point of view. I know how nuts it is. And it's only because of the true reality that it is. Right? The true reality that it is. The scrutiny that I put into viewing this. The true want for myself to live in a truth and not be living in a lie, and be spewing things on the internet, making YouTube videos about something that never existed. I mean, I'm smart enough to know that's not a good idea, buddy. So don't jump the gun here. And I didn't. I waited the entire year of observing day after day after day from the most unbiased place I could possibly come from. I would test things out. I would literally meditate in the morning, erasing anything that would bring fear or like attachment to certain ways or victimization, and I would just go about my day. And going to the store or going to Walmart, there within minutes do I begin to see something abnormal happening to me in excessive amounts. Which does what to me based off of that present knowledge? Well, there is more confirmation that I didn't ask for, I didn't want to see, and I didn't hope to see, but was given to me, was presented to me, was obvious to me. This is the best way I could possibly explain something like this that is so unbelievable. That is agreeably mentally insane according to the way we see the world and the way that people judge things before they have considered what's possible, or before they have considered that they don't know what they don't know. So that's why I explain it like this. Because if I could do anything for anyone on this topic, would be to just show you I have no agenda here. I have no agenda. I wish I was insane. Think about that. I wish I was. I literally wish that was what was going on, for the one reason that, well, maybe there's a possibility that it would cease to exist. Right, guys? Because it would. Maybe I could just shove some drugs into my system. Psychiatric meds. And great. Here we are, guys. It's fixed. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? But the truth is, that would go against everything I know. Everything I know and everything that I have learned to the present day. Including the new understanding I have. Which, in my opinion, and really, really put yourself in my shoes right now, okay? To go against this that I know from my sane place, evidence that I am normal in every other way, and I have obvious variations like anyone else of who I am and differences, right? So that's obviously going to be the case because we're all different. But as far as like cognitively and living my life and everything like that, I'm just like you. When I see something that's too unbelievable to perceive, I may reject it. Okay? So understand that. Just like you. I have no agenda. I have no agenda. I'm just telling you something that I know. Like, imagine that. Like, I don't have an agenda. I don't have anything. Did you get that? Like, all because of the things that I believe in, what I should go about my life like, I don't want to be like one of those people. Like, I don't want to be like looking around like, who's trying to fuck with me? Like, it's not like that. Like, just imagine being like a really peaceful, kind, loving person like I perceive myself to be. I go about my day, I go to work, come back, and all throughout, your jaw just drops. Your jaw just drops. Because you're like, what is going on? What could possibly be going on? Like, I can't eat, like, you just can't, there's no words to describe such a thing. You know? Because you so badly, so badly want to just be the normal person in which everyone else feels they are. And living free. Right? I don't want to go through something that that is so difficult to comprehend, so hard to believe, that I feel insane for not believing it. Like, do you get that? Like, I need to reiterate that. I would be more insane to not believe myself than it would be to be sure in myself in this regard. You see? Now, that doesn't go for you, because of your experience and just the way that it goes differently for us all. It would be more insane to jump onto this as, oh yeah, definitely that's real. In fact, everything you're saying, I'm sure, is absolute in that. No, because unless you have had the experience of your perception expanding, that would then be a little bit odd, and I would possibly question your mental stability. Now, in the same regard, to go against everything that I know in my experience and deny myself the most obvious thing that I could possibly see before my eyes, like you can see your hand, I can see this. There's no questions about it. There's no There's no like, oh, I'm just gonna pretend like this is actually I'm gonna exaggerate this and gain attention. It's not like that. It's like, just imagine that. I need to say this is one point I need to make. It's not like let's just say I'm going to the store, or you know what? Let's just say this, a whole day. Let's encompass one single day, and I have an example in my head of a day that blew my mind, okay? I have done a lot of driving jobs in my life where I'm driving all day. Within that day, it's not like one person cut you off, 2 people cut you off, 3 people cut you off, 4 people cut you off in traffic, 5 people it's not like 5, it's not like 6 people did. And you're like, oh wow, the whole world is against me. Let me go tell everyone about this. Like, really comprehend this. It's not like 6 people did. It's not like 7 people did. It's not like 8 people did. It's like 60 people did in one day. And I wish I was exaggerating. I've never counted, nor do I care to. But I don't feel a single bit of exaggeration in my sharing of that. Do you get that? Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is how real it is for my experience. Like, it's not like that. You think it is. I know it sounds crazy, but like, imagine going to Target. Again, I've done driving jobs where I need to deliver things. I need to go to Target and shop, things like that, right? You're in Target, trying to remain peaceful in your own mind, despite the things that you may perceive so unjustly to you. And before you know it, here is now a cart being driven by an old lady, being pushed into your cart as you walk down an aisle. And you're just, okay, well, maybe my mind is a little off. Maybe I'm a little stressed, and I kind of wanted to add some things together and connect dots that weren't really there. Okay? But then, again, it happens. Okay? And again, it happens. Maybe this time it's a lady with a stroller with her baby inside. Now, she's not slamming into me, because that would be obvious, wouldn't it? No. It's, oh, oops. I'm sorry about that. Do you see? But that would happen, not 40 times, okay, but that would happen maybe more times than 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 in one single grocery shopping trip. Along with the things like people will stand in your peripherals on purpose because they know that's an instinctual thing for you to perceive. So, constant peripheral distraction on top of the cart thing. So you're always on your toes. You're always in fear of something happening next. Except that's exactly what it's like for somebody that is schizophrenic or has a paranoia, isn't it? And that's why it's designed the way it is. But the smart ones out there, or so I believe, like myself, will know to not allow those things to instill fear, not allow those things to instill unneeded paranoia. And it's very difficult to stay in the middle of that without leaning in those directions, because it's really happening. And you are going to feel those things naturally by instinct. But because of my long-standing view of wanting to be perceiving correctly, I wouldn't do it as much as I could. And yet still, there it exists. In the most unbelievable sense. Imagine being a little bit sick, right? And you got the sniffles. And while I'm sure it's going to, be pretty clear that if you have the sniffles, it's probably around a time that people get sick and also have the sniffles. But imagine it's very significant in your life and you have the sniffles and you're sniffling all the time. Like all the time. And you're going about your day once again in any certain fashion. nothing specific, and you're going about your day, and this is the first instance this will happen. Somebody is walking past you and they go like this. And they continue walking. And of course, am I gonna like jump onto that immediately and go, oh wow, that was definitely pointed towards me? No, not at all. But how about that while they do it on purpose, and that happens maybe an exceptionally high amount of times in a single day? Because let's just say you are sick, and then somebody comes by you and you're living a normal life, and that happens even 3 times. It wouldn't be weird. What makes it weird and stand out is the fact that it's being done on purpose to stand out. Do you see? That's the difference. Which means at the core of it, it's going to be the number of times that helps it stand out. It's going to be the fashion in which they do it, in the perfect timing of when you're walking by someone that they do it. I understand people sniffle. We all sniffle a little bit. Do you get this though? I hope that this helps, because this is the best possible way I could explain it. And I think it really does make sense if you just have an open mind to the things that you don't know or don't see how it could possibly work. Like, just open yourself to it and just see it, what it would be like to be someone normal and having to go through this and so badly just wanting to be like you. Like just said, nothing crazy is going on, just living my life. Like, so just understand that it's really difficult. At least have compassion on these individuals for more than you believe, oh, it's just a mental illness and that's why you have compassion. No, have compassion, because if it's actually happening and you just deem it as mental illness, what are you doing to that individual? Do you see that? Like, do you know how fucking frustrating that is for people, including myself? And the only thing that I've changed about that experience would be that now I don't rely on anybody else for what I perceive, or nor do I care what you think or how you see the world, because guess what? Your mind is just different than mine in that way. You just haven't had that experience. And so for me, it's just, I can't rely on your perception for how I feel. And that's why it no longer affects me to that degree. But this is what the whole entire situation is seemingly designed to do. Perplex you to the point that you are losing your mind. Make it so obvious and real for you and your perception that if you were excited to tell people about it because it's so real and crazy, it'll only make no difference to what they see it as. Do you see? So it's amped up for you so that you can obviously perceive it to a degree in which you don't doubt it. But do you see, it doesn't make any difference to those who have not experienced that. It's just crazy. It's perfect. I've never seen something so absolutely organized and perfect to this degree. And it's like, it's only from my observant perspective and just like wanting to know what's really happening that I have been able to confirm the things I have and understand it to the degree I have. And if you have any questions, you guys, like, feel free to comment on this. Just ask me questions. Be constructive, be productive. Come from a place of genuine wanting to know, rather than thinking you already know when you don't. It couldn't possibly be that you do. Because here I sit, and many others as well. And I just hope that I am a catalyst for something in which is very much needed in this world. And I believe that if I could do anything, it would be to be that. And the role that I really play in this experience, in this hardship, I hope brings some light to things and peace to some, and mind expansion to you who immediately judges, and understandably so, as I have reiterated. Thank you for watching. Again, I encourage a discussion and commenting, and I do not blame you. I am not upset at you, and I genuinely care about you, and I believe that we are all one in this entire universe. And so if one person deserves love, so does everyone. And that is across the board. And it could never be any other way if you really thought about it. Much love.